The Soundcheck podcast is recorded at Future Hit Studio in Southend, and our lovely studio is available for hire, for rehearsals, recording, for podcasts like this. Radio shows, if you fancy it.
Yeah, so come down, hire the studio, and to book it out, they go to
futurehits.co.uk/studio.
You do, and guess what? If you're a patron, you get a discount.
No brainer.
Right, lads, all good. Yeah?
Are we rolling?
Yeah.
We've started now?
Well, no, I've pressed record, but we're going to start rolling now. So, the only other thing is, when you're holding the mic, obviously hold it reasonably close.
I'll start doing that.
Well, we've literally had that. We say this before every podcast.
Podcast bingo.
Podcast.
You didn't make bingo cards.
You need to make a bingo list. So
I threatened to do that on the Unsigned podcast as well.
Yeah, I know. So next week is we've started. Next week is the last one. So Kieran, I want to see a bingo card for next week.
Because you don't do enough for us anyway.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Soundcheck podcast. We are joined by Soaked.
Hello.
Woo.
Hello.
All right.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right. Would you be able to introduce yourselves to the podcast listeners and watchers and explain what you do in the band as well?
My name's Brandon. I do guitar and vocals and songwriting.
Go on, you want to pass it over? Yeah. My name's Ronnie. I'm the bassist in Soaked.
Well, I'm Alex. I'm playing the drums.
When did you guys get started then? Because when I was doing my research into you guys, I realised that you were at Rochford Festival when sort of the first time you came onto our radar a little bit, but that was obviously last year, and you guys have been going for a few years, right? So when did you get started?
Band actually started all the way back in probably 2021,
right?
I'd say, at the start of that. I've been wanting to do a band for ages. I've been playing guitar since 2016. I've been in bands before, and things just hadn't worked out and circumstances and stuff. So it all came around when sort of Bilk started making it up on the scene and doing things there, and that was kind of like the light bulb moment for me. Then I realised that there's sort of a scene starting, and that I should really get involved with that. So the first time this started, so the earliest instance of Soaked ever being a thing was probably March 2021 with Dave, the drummer of the Trusted.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he actually, we used to work at Morrison's together, and yeah, he's funny, Dave. But I'd hit him up and I was like, I've got these tunes and I really need a drummer and someone that I can actually start practicing with and starting a band. So he's like, yeah, I'll come down. We probably rehearsed about 3 times, and on the 3rd time he left halfway through because I just think the songs were just really, and he would never really rehearse again after that. But I don't know if the Trusted know about that, but if they do, then your drummer cheated on you.
I was going to ask, was that before they got started or during?
No, that was during. Dave's a cheat. But after that, I then hit up my friend James, who is also a drummer, but he's into death metal and stuff like that. So I was like, beggars can't be choosers. So I got him on, and that was pretty much the same thing, although it went on for a bit longer, and he eventually just got sick of it because the songs at the time were just rubbish, Right. I was still starting. I'd only just started songwriting.
Well done you for not giving up after being left.
Yeah, of course, I was persistent at it. But it weren't working out with him, so we ended up just getting bored of it. And then I was at work one day, and I work in a garage, and I was walking around upstairs. I was a bit annoyed. I was thinking nothing's happening, nothing's working out for me. I can't find anyone to start a band with. It's just one of them things that ain't meant to be. I'm just gonna just succumb to monotony and just doing the same thing, working a job and all of that, and missing out on my dreams. That very same day, a car trader from Kent come down who was dropping off some cars for us, and he had this dude with him who was from America, he was from California. He had long hair and it was tied back. At the time I had long hair and it was tied back as well. And I see him, I walked down, I was looking at him.
Like musician?
And, I was like, this dude looks like me. We got the same hair. And he then got out of the car and he was wearing a Smashing Pumpkins t-shirt, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness one, And I was like, he's got a Smashing Pumpkins shirt on. So then I went up to him, I was like, I like Smashing Pumpkins, they're really cool. What other band you into? He's like, I'm into The Who. I was like, I'm into The Who. I really like The Who. And then I was like, do you play an instrument? He's like, yeah, I play drums. I was like, I play guitar. He's like, are you in a band? He's like, no. I was like, neither am I. And then that was it. Then I found Joe, and he was our first drummer, and that was the first instance of Soaked actually becoming a serious thing. Because by the time I'd sort of got a few decent songs under my belt around that time, so we started a sort of long distance band.
So where was he based?
He was based in Kent.
Oh right.
Yeah, he was based in Kent, a place called Whitstable, I think. So I would I'd drive I would drive over to Kent, and then we'd rehearse, and then sometimes he'd come over and rehearse with me over here. But not long after meeting him, I crashed my car.
Right.
So I was like out of a car for like ages. So he had to keep like coming over, and then the rehearsals got a bit shorter. But we played our first ever gig, probably October 2021, at the Edge in Basildon. It was just me and him, no bass. And we kept going on like that. Knowing him for a while, sort of differences started to show after playing with Joe for a little while. We used to bicker a lot. Like, it was like really tense, do you know what I mean? We just like kind of really liked each other, but like hated each other at the same time. I think we was too similar.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Because we're too similar.
But,
yeah, maybe.
So yeah, we was going like that for a little while. Then probably around I'm gonna whack it at January 2022 now, and I was driving around, and for some reason I was driving in Canvey. I can't remember why, but you might want to give the microphone to Ronnie for this bit.
Just a little bit.
But I was driving around in Canvey, and I was like pulled up, and I was like, wait, that's Morrison's. I was still working at Morrison's at the time, but there's another Morrison's in Canvey. I was like, Ronnie works at that Morrison's there. I hadn't seen him for ages. Quickly, I'll just put, me and Ronnie have known each other our whole lives, since toddlers. We'll come to that probably a bit later. But yeah, so I pulled up. I was like, wait, that's the Morrison's Ronnie works at. So I go in there, and he had like old long hair at the time. Like, I ain't seen him in ages. Last time I seen him, he had short hair. And I was like, he's wearing a face mask and that. I was like, Ronnie. He's like, what are you doing here? I was like, it's me.
Point, I've been working at Morrison's for bloody ages, and I'm just sitting there thinking, God, I hate this so much. Like, you know, I've been there for about 6 months, and I was just about to finish my contract and leave. And it happened at a good time because I didn't really know what my next point in life was going to be, what I was doing next. But it just so happened, as Brandon said, he come into that Morrison's probably about 2 weeks before I finished work, you know, for my 6-month contract. And then I joined Soaked after that. So yeah,
nice time.
Good time.
So what happened was I left, and I was like rehearsing with Joe like the next day in Kent. And I think I said to Ronnie, it's like, you know how to play some chords on the guitar. He hadn't really been playing like as much, I think, around that time. No, but
I hadn't played in years, honestly. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, he knows how to play a bit of guitar. So I was like, I messaged him. He's like, oh, will you come to Kent with me? I've got a bass, and you can just give it a go. He's like, never played bass in his life. He's like, nah, I'm not too sure. Like, not really my thing. I was like, look, if you come and you have like a good time and you enjoy it, you might, you know, it might change your mind. It's like, just come along and just see what happens. So I convinced him. And then me and Ronnie drove over to Kent and met Joe. My car's repaired by this point. But, and then, yeah, we first rehearsed as a 3-piece band, and it was wicked. Ronnie was just playing this like an E, right? Just an E string on the bass. And then I was doing this little lead bit, and then Joe was playing the drums, and it was like a proper wicked moment, because I've never heard, I mean, I had, but it was the first time where I thought, right, I've got the ability, and I'm like wise enough now that I know I can sort of steer this in a good direction. Every other band, it was just like going through the motions, rehearsing, and go home and have like hope saying just like God for some reason makes us really good. Yeah. But it was at that point I sort of knew I've got a bit of a know-how. The scene's really good that I can sort of steer this into a good direction. Don't get me wrong, the songs were sorry, but like at the time they were really rubbish, and most of them are like completely gone now, apart from like 2. But
and do you play more than one note now, Ronnie?
Yeah, he does.
Probably should speak into the mic then. What's the range on this sort of thing like?
Like a fist.
Okay, like a fist.
Fist away from your mouth.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so after that, things started just going from there. We were still like long distance rehearsing and stuff, but I started. I was a lot more motivated to write better songs. So that was sort of a key moment where I knew I had a vehicle for songs. I knew that I could start. You know, it gave me a lot more motivation to actually write, because it's hard. It's hard to come up with songs and feel motivated to write anything when you don't really feel like it's going anywhere.
Yeah.
So we played at the Amersham Arms and another place in London with Joe, and that was our 2 gigs with him. and then we thought we'd go into the studio with him. So this is where the story of Joe comes to an end. But the night before, we were supposed to go to the studio. He was going to sleep round mine, and we was going to drive up. We was going to pick up Ronnie, and the studio was in Malden. So I went to pick him up at Chalkle Station, probably about 10 o'clock at night, and he was absolutely wrecked.
Brandon even texted me the night before saying something's seriously wrong with Joe. He's acting all up in this. Like, if he's like this in the morning, I don't know what I'm going to do. He was texting me saying all this, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'll let you continue. Go on.
So yeah, I got him home. I was like, look, right, Joe, just get to bed. You sleep on the sofa, sleep it off, and see how you feel in the morning, right? And then you might be all right. So I went to bed. I was only in bed. Suddenly he starts knocking on my door. I got up. I was like, what are you doing? He was like, oh, can I have the keys to your car? I want to go down and get my drum stuff. I'm scared someone's going to steal it. I was like, no one's going to steal it. Leave it in the car. I was like, go back to bed. So he goes back to bed. I'm laying there again. I can hear him opening all the cupboards in the living room. So I get up again. I say, what are you doing? He's like, what are you trying to find? He's like, I'm trying to get something. I was like, right, Joe, go to bed. So then he got back into bed. Then suddenly he started knocking on my door again, and he wanted to go down. He wanted the car keys again. So I said, look, I was like, leave. If you walk out that door, you're never coming back. He's like, I cannot. I was just like, I'm tired. I don't want to put up with people's nonsense. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. And so, yeah, he went back to bed. Then he left the flat, and then I woke up and the door was unlocked and it was wide open. I was like, gee, he's gone. I was like, where's he gone? And then suddenly he was starting to buzz back in. I was like, losing point here. I was just like about to fucking lose it with him. But so I opened in, and he came in. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna go to bed now. I was like, right, go to bed. So he went to bed.
What time was it by this point?
It's probably about 4 o'clock in the morning, right? I was just like, oh, I could have strangled him. So we woke up in the morning, and he was just a mess.
So I come round in the morning.
Yeah.
Brandon said, right, get to my house about 8 or something. And he was like, oh, you were furious in the morning. You didn't even want to go in there and see what happened. So I come round. This must have been about 8 in the morning. Brandon was probably in his room getting ready and that. And Joe was sleeping in the front room. I walk in the lounge in the front room, and there's water all over the floor. And I don't know what he's managed to do, but he's just spilled water or something absolutely everywhere. I don't know what it was wet on the floor. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, so that happened. And he was just completely like, I don't want to say unresponsive, but he was just like, I don't know, completely out of it, not being himself at all. Yeah. So I sort of shrugged it off, being like, right, he's probably have a hangover or something, because I didn't know what he'd been doing. I was like, right, he's, you know, a bit messed up or whatever. We'll just let it slide, and we'll get in the car, we'll go to the studio, and hopefully by then it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Get my McDonald's.
Yeah, something like that, you know, a can of Coke or something, it'd be all right. But, nah, so in the car there, he was just being a complete, I'll be honest with you. But we got to the studio. I mean, I'll let you explain what happened at the studio, Brian, because I think you'll be a bit more articulate with that.
So many times.
That's why you're here now.
We're getting to your part of the story, all right?
I'm like you, innit?
But yeah, we got there, got to studio, and after the car, he was just chatting absolute nonsense. I can't even bother to repeat it because it's so irrelevant and boring. But so we got to studio, and then we went in, and it was just like slow. And it was our first time meeting the bloke as well at the studio.
Yeah, what was the studio in Malden? Do you remember?
Yeah. I remember. It's a guy called John. It's called Sick Note. Really cool.
It's a family friend of mine. He sort of does a few bits and pieces and analog sort of recording, that kind of thing. Cool. So it's only a small studio, and he doesn't have a lot of people there, but it's, you know, quite a new thing.
There's a couple of studios I know in Malden, so I can't remember the name of the one that I was hoping you were going to twig a memory, but
yeah. I mean, it's called Sick Note Productions, the studio that recorded us. So
cool.
I'm not sure if that would be the one.
Yeah,
maybe
I can't remember.
But no, yeah. So we got there, and he was just like, he was still out of it, and he just like was showing no motivation or happiness to be in the studio to record a song.
And you guys are excited to be there,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, of course we are.
And this is your first time,
It's a
right?
big moment. Yeah. I've never recorded a song or been in a studio in my life. It's a cool thing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you feel cool. You want to be excited about going into the studio. I mean, you know, whatever comes
Not
of it.
babysitting.
No. So went in there. He was just like slow. We was trying so many takes. He started blaming it on us, and now we're just like butting heads big time.
Yeah, well, you're
Just
got
like-
lack of sleep at this point.
Yeah. So we just weren't getting along at all, and then we like had a bit of a row in the studio, and then we like left to get some fresh air, And then it was like, all right, let's try again. So we went in and we started going through the song and doing a couple of more takes of it. And then suddenly he said, oh, this like drum kit, you know, it's just rubbish. And then I lost it. I just like, he started taking off the studio. Like what this, he had kindly let us come in and use. I was so happy to be there. And then he started trying to like say the equipment was rubbish. Right, I lost it.
Yeah.
So then suddenly we just like screaming at each other, just telling all that. Then he ended up coming out and he was like, he's like American, right? So he come out, he's like, I want to tussle with you. Like a tussle, yeah, that's what he said. I thought he wanted to like, you know, like get off with me or something. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think, I wasn't
going to go there, but that's what was in my head.
I thought that's the direction he was going in, but nah. Then the studio owner, John, he come out and he said, like, if you're going to act like this in front of my kids, you know, it's at his house, you know, he's built at the bottom of his garden. And if you're going to do this, he said, I'll lay you out. So then that's when he stopped. And then he ended up, like, walking off. And then this is on, like, some country road in the middle of nowhere, right? So then Joe's just, like, walking up and down. He's got nowhere to go. He doesn't know where he is. Do you know what I mean? So he's just...
In the end, we had to call my uncle to come down and pick him up and take him to the train station. So we done that. My uncle come down and he's like, right, you know, because he's obviously not going to be there anymore because John, the guy that owned his studio, he said, look, you can't be there anymore. You got to go. Disrespecting my kids and my household and whatnot. So my uncle took him to the station, and then the next thing we know, he's in Australia, and we ain't heard from him since. You know.
I was about to say, like, you're talking a lot about Joe, and if he's not here anymore, not dead, but like,
hopefully not.
Then at least he's in Australia. So.
We don't know.
But no, yeah. After that, I left Joe. He weren't coming back with me.
He left you by the sounds of it.
Nah, he didn't leave us.
He got sacked.
He got sacked.
Put it that way. He got sacked.
Yeah. Then he was just left in mould, and I never spoke to him or seen him ever again. But after that, I around that same time I started working in a new job. It was in an office, and I absolutely hated it. It was like the most depressing time of my life. And then I felt, oh no, I'm back to square one.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, I'm now working an even worse job. I've now not got a drummer. I was almost there. I was about to record my first song.
So what happened with the song? Did it just get parked?
Well, there was nothing there.
Right.
We couldn't get a solid takedown at all. So I was now back to square one. I was like, right, this is really cool. So I was sitting at work because there was nothing to do. And I was just going on Instagram, and drummers, what they do, for some reason, they put on their Instagram drummer, so it's really easy. So it is a trick, yeah. But it's like you don't really see it with many other people.
Well, like in their profile or in their name.
It's like on their name,
in
like
bio,
not in the bio,
Every
as the
drummer does
name.
it. Every drummer does it.
Really?
Yeah, look at my Instagram.
And then little drum kit
I've had it for
emoji.
years since I've been playing.
But what I was doing, I was like, I typed in drummer, right? And I was like, every single one I click, send it. I was just like a copy and paste message.
Yeah.
Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste.
Spamming them.
Yeah, so we got 3 drummers. The first one that we rehearsed with was Alex.
I was first.
Yeah, he was the first. And it went it was really well. But he walked in and he was wearing like tight leather jacket.
I
it was
wasn't
like
wearing
all
a tight
heavy
leather
metal.
jacket. I was wearing a poncho.
Yeah, a poncho, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I was like,
and shorts.
yeah, I was like, the look is a bit out there. We weren't really gelling.
I was a bit of a metalhead,
but,
all
like,
right.
the drumming was.
Poncho and shorts, metal.
No, it was underneath. It was a Led Zeppelin top. I remember that.
Right.
I wanted to, do
What was a
impress
women's one? What was all
No, it
ripped?
wasn't a women's one. I got
It was.
I got it from HMV, so, probably. So.
But yeah, so we rehearsed with Alex and it went really well. And the drumming was really good, but it was more of a look thing where I thought, right, we will try out some other people who I felt kind of looked a bit more of the part.
Alex is like, I can change my outfit.
I did. This is Brandon's jacket, actually. He actually gave it to me, so yeah.
Wear this.
I'm not going to say the other drummers' names. I'm going to just do their initials. We tried one drummer who began with B, big dude, and he was rubbish. He just like had no skill and like just like could barely keep time. You know, it was like trying to explain to him like how to do a song was like talking to him in Braille or something. Like he just had like not a clue. Total rubbish. So. Was
he just taking a punt on it then? Was it a case that
he is a drummer. According
really?
to him, he's a good drummer.
Oh.
But he ain't. So that didn't work out. And then we tried another one who was G. And again, the same situation. Just like nothing, no passion, just and we ended up not working with him. And I was like, maybe we'll have to go back to Alex. Not as a last resort thing, but he was like, he was the best drummer. I reckon with a bit of time, he'll sort of gel into the position a bit more. And throughout all of that time that we was trying out these other drummers, he was the only one that kept messaging saying like, "Oh, when we rehearsing, boys." When,
Yeah,
and it's like
I invited him. I wanted to because
he didn't.
It was really
We
good.
didn't ever say like, "Oh, like you could come and drum for us." It was like from the first rehearsal, it was like, "Oh, he thought it was his." It was like
Yeah.
I won that, mate.
Yeah.
I said to him when he drove me home, I said, "So am I in the band?" I was like inviting myself in. I actually was like, "Can I gonna pick me? I ain't gonna pick some other drummers." I was like, "I'll try." I listened to when he played this first songs. I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't think it would be this good." And we still play them now, and they're really good. I just picked it up quite easy because but just like from there now it's like.
I mean, considering the first drummer that you had, I wouldn't have thought a poncho, considering how well we played, would have put you off that much.
Yeah, I've chucked that poncho. It's actually in the charity shop now. It's gone.
But also, it's like the fact that he showed the passion that you've been looking for as well, right?
Yeah, of course. But it's not to say that I didn't like him or nothing. It's not like I didn't like him on the first time I met him.
Don't like me.
But it was more
We're
just
fighting
like
your point.
I had options. I just wanted to explore.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Those different, because I'd already spoken to these people and I sort of arranged it all at the same time. So it just turned out that out of the 3 drummers that we chose, Alex was the best. And it's just it's worked out really well. And then from that, it's just.
So when was that roughly?
This weird.
2022, that one.
Yeah,
Right.
March. See, I remember it really well and all that.
So with that then, like that was when you guys became Soaked.
We
Song.
was Song.
Yeah,
So that was the first name of the band.
Right.
Song. Because I struggled to come up with a name for ages, and I was just like, I was with Joe, and I was like, what is the just most basic name ever? And we both put down Song. It was like, right, that's it. Just like, that is the most basic, stupid, and easy name that we can go with. It's, so we rolled with that for a little bit. Then I was living in a hotel for a little bit, and they had the soap dispensers in hotels. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the bathroom, you can't take them off. They're like
You have
built
to
into
like
the
push
wall.
them like that.
Yeah. And on that, it was called Soak.
Right.
That was the name of the brand. And I was like, that's a cool name. So I typed that in, and there was like an Irish singer who was called Soak already. I was like, but then I was like, hold on, I'll just put an E and the D at the end, and it Soaked. And then that was it. Yeah, it became Soaked from there.
It must be quite difficult to find a name and have that inspiration.
Yeah, it is.
Especially finding one that hasn't been taken.
One that hasn't been taken, and one that's actually like cool. It's like you can have any name.
Yeah.
I think Soaked has been, but we just.
Yeah, I mean,
band, they don't do
I mean,
anything now. So we nicked
if there's
that,
a band
man.
called Soaked and they got like 30 listeners
Yeah,
on
don't
Spotify or something,
That
it's
don't
like it's
count.
free game. It's
It
like
don't count, mate.
that name's not yours. But I think we claimed that name pretty well,
Yeah.
And I think from the moment that we became Soaked, I had all the songs under our belt by that point, and we was rehearsed and we was really tight, and it was like we became Soaked from Song at the proper right time. Song was just more I start edging our way into it, sort of meeting people, getting to know other bands and stuff. But by the time that we changed to Soaked, what was October 2022, that was then we'd established ourselves by that point.
And Ronnie, with your development as a bass player, how did you find it now that you guys were a collective and having your confidence to actually play bass?
Like Brandon said, I mean, with Song, that was sort of a practice run, really, if you like. We did a few gigs and that, but then when it became Soak, that was, the real deal. So I'd say from the beginning, when my bass playing, at the start, I barely knew how to play the bloody thing. I was maybe just plucking an E and an A here and there, a couple chords. Then it actually progressed to, right, I can actually learn how to do octaves now, and I can do this, that, and the other, and I can actually do like riffs and keep more in rhythm and time. And I'd say, over the last couple of years, my bass playing really has improved, tenfold since I first started. I mean, obviously, Brandon will tell you about that because he had to hear me when I first started. He's the one who bloody taught me how to play it. So, obviously I appreciate that from him because he taught me, how to play all the songs and stuff. So
it was good times because at the time, like I said, it's Ronnie. I'd go round to Ronnie's a lot. He'll come round to mine, and we'd just sit up till about like 1 o'clock in the morning, just playing. And I'd be teaching him all the songs. I'd send him videos of how to do it and everything. And it was just like I was trying to keep up with myself because I was churning out so many songs. Yeah. It was like every time I write another one, it'd be like, right, that last one I done was crap. Let's like totally bin that off, and then like I've got this new one instead. Right. But then suddenly I'd have another one. I was like, actually, no, that one's rubbish. Let's do this one instead. So it was really exciting times. I knew that around that time that I had some sort of like I could do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I started coming up with songs like, I mean, in 2022, I wrote a lot of all the soaked songs that were on the EP that we released not too long ago. I mean, Party Line, that was, 2021 I came up with that, so that's a really early song. But songs like Seesaw and Takeaway and, you know, Windmill Hill and stuff like that, that was all written at that time.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a really exciting time, and, you know, constantly going into rehearsal with new songs and hearing them come back is just like ultra mega loud. It was just, it's so good, man. Really motivating.
It must be quite nice for you, like, considering you've written those and then you can hear them as a full band, like, rather than you just playing on the acoustic guitar.
Yeah,
it must
definitely.
sound like development of that must be quite cool.
Yeah, it is, and you know, it turns into a different thing once you hear it as a full band, because then suddenly you've got to certain things that you was doing on the acoustic guitar don't work anymore.
Right.
But then you find other things what do work better as a full band, so then you have to start tinkering around with the song a little bit.
That's when it starts getting fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then suddenly you get to the end of it and you're like, oh yeah, we've got a full song here. That's it. Whenever you play it live, and yeah, that's it.
So with now that you guys have been a full band for a year and a half, when you're writing songs, is it more of a collective thing, or is it still you writing the main part of the song and then the guys are putting their bit on it afterwards?
Teaches me the drums, so
I'd sort of everything's songwriting I just do to myself. It's not like a cocky or arrogant thing. It's because that's how I feel comfortable doing it, and I know it works. You know, I've got a pretty good. I do it alone. I do it. All the songs I write are at my work upstairs. I've got a guitar there,
right?
So when I'm in breaks and stuff like that, I'll go upstairs and I'll write the songs.
Is this still in the office?
No. I'm out of there. I'm back in the garage. But yeah. So it's upstairs there. So everything that I do is done there, and that's where my brain works. I can't really write songs at home. I can't do it anywhere else. I couldn't do it if someone was there watching me.
Right.
You know, it takes ages. I mean, even today, I've had this riff probably for about 3 years, right? Like, I constantly play it, nothing. I come up and I was like, the lyrics to the first verse of it finally came to me. I was like, I finally got a title. I finally got the first verse, and then suddenly I started playing more, and I had a chorus for it.
Right.
So just today, I've wrote like a new song. I'm probably going to put on the second EP that we're doing.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it's like, you know, it's I wouldn't be able to do that if I had someone else there with me. I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't feel comfortable. I need to have time to go up and think nothing's happening, go back down, go back up, nothing's happening, and then, you know, and then after a week you might go up and then, oh wow, something's there. It's magic. Songwriting is not, in my opinion, is not something you can put a formula to, or you can say, right, we're both going to sit down and write a song. Don't work like that. It just comes out of nowhere. Suddenly you'll pick up the guitar and it just starts playing itself. You know, all the songs are like that. I never sat there and thought, I'm gonna write a song like this or do this. It's like I go on the guitar and then suddenly there's a melody there, and then, you know, I'm not talking about lyrics at this point. Lyrics are just like, they always take time to write and you have to think about that. But melody and riffs and that, you pick up the guitar and then out of nowhere it'll be there. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, I understand. When it comes to, so that's the writing process, but when you guys come to record now, you're all right back at John's. Is John all right now?
Yeah.
John's happy now?
He
Okay,
recorded
cool.
our whole EP.
Okay,
we went
cool.
back with Alex, and that it was
And you
I've
didn't get
been there
thrown
twice.
out?
I haven't been thrown out, but
Okay, cool.
I have to open the door a few times when I fart and stuff. I get annoyed out. It's hilarious.
A small price
the
to
other
pay.
day, honestly, we have a good laugh, and we usually go to the pub after. And,
Yeah.
But I've been there. Well, I've recorded the EP there, and we've just done some more recording, which I'm sure Brian will talk to you in a minute anyway. But yeah, we've done. Yeah, it's great there. You know, I love it.
How does it with the recording process for you then? How does it work when you're at John's now? Is it a case that you're doing the drums, and are you doing recording the bass there as well, or how's that?
We record all together, and then Brandon goes back and he just records his bits, you know. So I do all the drums, and he just goes over and does it all. So it takes a few takes, and yeah, I'm sure Brandon will tell you all about that and stuff. But yeah.
What is it? Do you want to know about how we record songs?
Yeah, the recording process at John's.
Yeah, so recording is we'll go there, and everything will be set up, and then Alex will get a drum take down. Then Ronnie will record a bass line over the drums, and then usually we'll call it there because we'll do multiple songs in one day.
Right.
And then because everything else I can just go back up there on my own and do, like in the night or something in the week. So yeah, we'll usually get the bass and drums down, and then in the night in the week or something I'll go back there on my own.
Right.
And I'll sort of record everything, like the vocals and the guitars and stuff. But we recorded the song that's going to be our next single is called Art Degree at a place called the Banger Hanger in Southend. It's just down the road from here, I think, or up the road. I'm not too sure, but that was a really cool recording experience. We recorded with a guy called Rob, and he got us sounding really good. It's like proper fat. And with John, we just recorded an acoustic EP.
Oh, nice.
It was really cool as well. So it's we're just trying to look and experiment with new sounds and stuff. As John done our last EP, and I think he wants a bit of a break from it. So we've got Rob on the team now, who's absolutely great.
Yeah,
so he's doing our next. We're going to be doing our next EP with him.
Nice. Well, we'll talk more about that in a moment. Should we have a quick break?
Yep.
A quick break, and then we'll come back in part 2, and we'll talk more about the
EPs.
EP.
And performing, gigging.
And performing and gigging and all that
We've
stuff.
got loads
as
to
well.
talk about. Just like, we're halfway there.
Oh, that's perfect because we've got another half to go.
Exactly. Join us in part 2. We are very pleased to be welcoming a brand new partner to Future Hits. It probably benefits me exclusively, but I don't mind. It's Skull Shaver, who I've been a customer of for quite a while, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, can't relate.
No, you can't relate. But I can, and they're fantastic. You can go and get the Pitbull. You can go and get the full Skull Shaver. You've got loads of kits on there for men and for women. So make sure you go and scan the QR code on here. Or if you're listening on the audio, get over to our website, futurehits.co.uk/partners. Click on the Skull Shaver link. Because if you support them, they support us. And we'd love that.
Thank you to Skull Shaver.
Yes, Skull Shaver.
You were just very polite to a cold caller.
Were you?
It was too polite. Have you got time to answer some questions on blah blah? And he's like, I haven't really got time at the minute. No, sorry.
I ain't gonna be rude or nothing. I mean, I ain't got time. So. Oh yeah.
That's very nice. Well, welcome back to the Soundcheck podcast. We are joined by Soaked, the band. You right?
Hello.
All right.
Hello, right.
Hello, all right. We were talking before we had a break about your EP. So you're recording a new EP at the moment, but how did your EP release show go? I know it's back in Feb. I know you guys have had the EP out for a little while now, but that was it your first headline show?
No, it wasn't our first headline show. We've done a few headline shows. We've been playing in London. Like we've done like over 100 gigs before doing that. In London and in Southend and stuff, in Manchester, Brighton, Norwich, Bristol.
So you already
Edinburgh.
had the fan base like ready to rally.
Yeah. We've just been growing it for ages. For us, it's I'm not too interested in doing big gigs. Like I've got no interest in doing like O2 Islington or anything like that. I've got, I'd rather just do more intimate gigs and build up a more of a solid fan base and trying to just like sell out shows to my friends and family members and stuff. Everyone at that show, minus like some of our close friends, we don't know. They ain't our friends. I've got no interest in like trying to push it to like O2 Islingtons and other big venues like that. That will come in time. I know when the time's right for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Grace was 150 cap and we sold it out. And next after that we're doing. Hold on, actually I'll tell you how it went. It was actually really good.
Yeah.
Man, it was
I've got some stuff here. Well, let's go through that gig first.
It was wild. It was absolute zoo. Like you can see it in the photos and the videos and stuff. People were just going absolutely mental. The place was rocking.
Yeah.
It was the promoter, right? Now this sounds like it's not. I'm telling the truth. She actually come up to us after. She's like that. She's been working at the Grace for probably about 3 years or something like that, and she said that was like the most chaotic show she's ever had there.
Oh wow.
Mental.
It's quite a compliment.
Yeah, take that as
yeah, it's a compliment, and and she even recognised it as a compliment. Like she wasn't having a go at us. She'd been like genuinely honest.
Yeah.
She was like, it was mental. Like, it was absolute zoo, man. Like, I don't know what else to do. We got a heavy band. We got a lot of punk influence in us.
Yeah.
From bands like the Jam and the Sex Pistols and stuff. So it's cool to see that reciprocated in the crowd. They know the drill. They know that the music they're listening to is for freedom and to let themselves just be free and do whatever they want, dance, move about, shout, jump up and down, do whatever they want. There's no code to it. If they want to throw themselves around from around the room, they can do it. And that's what that gig was. It was just total freedom.
That's
do whatever you want, faced or not. It's you do whatever you want.
No rules.
Yeah, no rules.
How's the EP release been So it's obviously been out a couple of months now. So how's the response been to that?
Yeah, it's been great. Loads of people love it. You know, I get sent like people playing it in shops and that. I was in London. We were playing a show and like it's little things. It's like it's not so much the numbers on Spotify, right? It's what have been good as well. And they're real as well for any bands that are faking it out there. I know you all are faking your numbers, you know. Don't think we're stupid. So if you're watching this and you're faking your numbers, I know. But
we won't ask specifically who
yeah.
you
No, we're not naming any names here.
But I was playing a show in London and some guy come up to me and he was like, oh yeah, I work at Sainsbury's. He's like, oh, every time I walk in it's like soak DP. I was like, oh cool. So I used to work at Morrison's, so I know what music could do to a shift. It can make it go that quicker. And he was like, yeah man, always listening to it. And you know, I guess like people resharing it on their stories and stuff. It was the night that dropped, it was so cool, man.
Yeah.
It was just like the amount of people messaging us and showing us love and sharing it. And yeah, it was a real big moment, you know. It was and it established us, and people knew that we weren't just like you know, not to be nasty or anything, but some bands put out like one really good song and it's like the best that they've written, and then suddenly everything that follows up with it's just not good, and you know, people just get bored of them. But I feel like everything that was on that EP was good, and that's why everyone stuck around till the release of it, you know, through the singles and stuff. And when it came out, they were just like gassed for it. And people were sharing it, and you know, it was a proper organic thing, and that's why the show sold out.
Yeah,
you know,
it's difficult to translate sometimes the listeners of Spotify or your followers on Instagram, but it sounds like you guys are organic's the main word. It sounds like you're growing your fan base organically.
Yeah, totally. It's all organic, you know.
And do you think that's from the amount of gigs you've done in the build up to that?
It's from the gigs that we've done. It's where, you know, we put money into advertising for it. You know, we put money into advertising for the, you know, for the Grace gig and stuff. Not only that, on the social media, it's, I run the Soaked Instagram, and it's like a very personal Instagram. You know, I put up all the stuff I do in my daily life. It's not like here's us in black and white playing the guitar. It's like no. It's like if I'm in Tesco's, I might put up a little picture of me in Tesco's.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a picture of you on Instagram with Tesco's meal deal.
Yeah,
once.
stuff like that. You know,
what is your go-to meal deal?
I can't remember now. It's like a wrap and some crisps or something. But
it wasn't very nice.
but no, it's real. It's not like I don't know. For me, I'm not interested in seeing bands in black and white on the stage all the time. It's boring. You scroll on every band's Instagram, it's just black and white. It's me and my. It's like, I don't want to see that. I want to see who you are as a person.
How do you find that from a content perspective then? Because obviously, if you're doing stuff like that and they're seeing the natural you and seeing you guys in your everyday lives, do you think that's better for the content? Because obviously,
totally.
A lot of people you do see similar things sometimes with what bands are trying to create and artists. It does get a bit samey sometimes.
Boring, you know. I could post. I've got a million photos of us in black and white. I could post them all day long, but no one cares. No one. That's why the likes are bad. You look at our stuff, and you know the likes are good on just a photo of me sitting there with a meal deal. If I put up a picture of me like my guitar in the air in black and white, no one cares because everyone's seen it before. You know.
Yeah.
That's why, and I think that's another reason why people who are into Soaked really like it, because they know who we are. You know, it's more of a personal thing. It's like I relate to these people. You ain't gonna relate to no one just on stage, just like, you know, with black and white all the time. It means nothing.
Yeah.
But when you see people just going about their daily lives, and you can see, you know, this person's going to the same shops as me. This person's wearing the same clothes as me. This person also works, drives the same car. You know, it's a lot more relatable, and you know, you feel like this is your band. You know, some people might look at Soaked and they relate to me as a person just through the social media and stuff, and then they listen to the music and it's like, this is a band for me. You know, the style, the lifestyle, and you know, the music. It makes it a personal thing. You know.
How have you found, because you have gigs all over the place, I've made a list here of different places you've gigged. You've gone Glasgow, Liverpool, Edinburgh, obviously London, Bristol, Brighton, Manchester, Birmingham, Chelmsford, Chinnery's here in Southend as well. But how have you found the gigs different to, say, down south, to when you've gone up north or Scotland or?
Yeah, up north is funny. It's really funny. You know, Liverpool was easily the funnest time with gigging. You know, Liverpool was just mental. It's like we done Liverpool and Glasgow on the same time, so we done 2 nights in Liverpool at a place, and then we went to Glasgow on So I think we done Thursday Liverpool, Friday Liverpool, and then Saturday was Glasgow.
Sunday, Friday,
Or whatever
Saturday,
it was, you
Sunday,
get the point.
Yeah.
And
was that King Tut's in Glasgow?
we'd done King Tut's, but that was only me acoustically.
Oh,
and then
okay.
after that, we'd done the Old Hairdressers.
Right.
What's a really cool venue as well. But like the people that we saw on the Thursday night in Liverpool who were going out then, they were still out on the Saturday morning when we was like got up to go to get our train at like 6 o'clock in the morning to come up to Glasgow.
Yeah.
Mental, you know. The people, they were like are really into us, and we was just going out to all the different like pubs and stuff and chatting to people and bringing them along to the gig and that. So even that's an organic way of like.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know that many people up in Liverpool. We're
No,
from Southend.
I was going to say,
We
like,
were handing out leaflets. weren't we?
Handing out leaflets, we was going around, printed off some leaflets, going out. Then we was going into like the bars and that, chatting to people.
yeah.
That's how you do it, you know. It's
Yeah.
an old school way of doing it. You know, you can't go to these places and expect, you know, some magical fairies bringing a whole crowd of people. So now I know that the next time we go to Liverpool, we're gonna have some of our Liverpool friends there. You know.
So where was it in Liverpool that you actually performed, and how did you get a venue there? Obviously being from Southend and going up there, were you on a support slot, or was it you guys booked it yourself, or did you use a promoter?
No, the guy who runs the venue, he just really likes us. And,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
he listens to our music. He's like, I want you at my venue. It's
Oh,
like, yeah,
nice.
we go up there, you know. So, yeah, we get asked for a lot of the stuff we do. And not only that, I make contacts. So, you know, I know that when good opportunities come up, we're usually on a list of
Yeah.
people to get involved with that. You know, you've got to put your name about.
Yeah, of course you have. Yeah.
Get to know people, because then when good opportunities come up, if you ain't in the know and you don't know the right people, it's going to just pass you by.
Mm.
You know, you don't get opportunities like good opportunities just for no reason, just for existing as a band. It don't happen. You've got to put your name about. You've got to get to know people. You might go and play at a place in, I don't know, Glasgow or something. You play to no one, but the promoter, if he really likes you, it shows you keen that when a good opportunity comes up and he's looking for someone, you're first on that list because he knows you're able to do it. He
Yeah.
knows you're able to get up there. You know you're able to put on a good show, no matter who's there. You know, and stuff like that's important, and
Yeah.
that's why now we just announced another tour.
I was going to
And-
say, yeah, you've got that coming up, haven't you? In May and June.
Man, June, yeah.
So where in Wales you going?
Harley's Bar, it's called.
Yeah, but where is that?
I think Aberystwyth.
Aberystwyth.
I can't pronounce it. It's probably-
Is that a trick question? Did you know the places there?
No,
in
not at all. It says so. Basically, you've got London, Norwich, Brighton, Manchester, Glasgow, and Edinburgh, and Wales. And I was like, Wales is quite a big place. 'Cause obviously, you got
Couldn't
like,
fit it on there, so I just thought.
It's the furthest part of Wales, not Cardiff.
Right. Okay. That'd be cool though. Have you gigged in Wales before?
No, I've
Nope.
never been.
So how come you've decided to go there then?
We got asked.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know, I'm not afraid of opportunity at all. You know, if I'm asked to do something and it sounds good to me, then I'm there. You know, what's the point in just saying no to things? You know, like this, I'm getting involved. We're doing it. We put the work in.
Yeah.
You know, if we ain't gigging, you know, we don't put it on our like the Instagrams or nothing that. But in my car now, we've got our like busking equipment. We go around, we travel around to different cities all the time. We sit up on the street. We usually get put down by the council, but we busk.
Yeah.
And that's how we fund our stuff. You know, I work as well, but I've got bills to pay. You know, so I can't use all the money I get from my work on the band. So we'll go out and we'll busk, and that's how we're paying for our EP. You know, it's all done ourselves. You know, there ain't all the gigs we drive to. I drive. You know,
I was going to say because obviously with those gigs being in May and June, how many are you guys getting around?
we'll get on
to
the
all of
coach
those?
because I
Coach
just want to have a
travel.
drink in that, so I don't want to drive. But you know, yeah, I think I am proud of this band. I was going on a bit of a tangent, but you know, we work hard. You know, we do it all ourselves. You know, all the shows we book ourselves. All the places we go, we get there ourselves. We don't have, you know, some huge, great big Range Rover that we all like packing the equipment into, and then like mum's driving us to our show and stuff. It don't happen. We do it all ourselves. And if we need money, we go out, we busk. You know,
Yeah.
and that's how we're starting to grow in different cities and stuff by the busking thing as well. That's been great growth for us. You know, whenever we do that, we end up like coming out with like 70 more followers.
Oh wow.
Organic, no bots, paying for it.
Where's been your best place to busk?
Cambridge,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Wells
really
was
like that.
fun.
Canterbury,
Wells.
Tunbridge Wells, that was really cool. Canterbury.
What's your setup when you're busking then?
got little cube amp what I ran my guitar and vocals through.
Right.
Another cube amp for Ronnie's bass, and then we set up a drum kit for Alex.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, got Hod the bass drum.
It's so loud, man. It's really funny. We've had like so many fun. We don't share it at all, so like no one that knows really about this. So
yeah,
this
it's
is
not
our
on you, I
first
haven't
time
seen
actually
it.
talking about it publicly, but we do it a lot. But we'll we like set up, and then like shop owners come out and they start shouting at us, and then suddenly we'll have like a crowd gathering because we're like arguing, like we was arguing in Ipswich with the owner of Ann Summers. Like she come out and she was just going mental, like yap yap yap. It was so boring, but
like the owners
suddenly,
of the shops would be coming out, but then the crowd would be defending.
yeah, the
us,
crowd will be
telling us
like,
to
go, keep
cheering
going,
us
keep
on,
playing,
like
keep
that.
playing. You know, it's
cool.
it's great publicity, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, then we end up just keep going, and then you get the street rangers, and
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I've not seen a busking set up with a full drum kit.
No, I
Full
haven't.
one, like,
It gets loud. Doesn't
it's
it?
loud.
Like,
It's because the
so
knowledge
funny.
you-
I hate that drum kit. I honestly, personally, I don't like setting all that the bass because it all moves about. It falls, and when it's windy, the cymbal falls home.
yeah, and he makes me bloody carry it around everywhere.
Honestly, mate.
Alex moans about
I-
everything.
I'm,
you know, he's
I'm the
got.
moaner. I can't. I hate carrying things. Oh, my arms hurt. But that's every drummer's like it. If people are watching drummers, my arms ache. Yeah, but mate, I've got to carry all this around. I personally don't like carrying, but when we play, it's good. When we play, it's fun. We have a good time.
I don't like carrying it either, mate.
So what's next for when are you with the busking stuff? When do you guys decide to do that? Have you got that planned out, or is it
No,
just,
we just do it. We just like.
does it sound like
Whenever
they're
we've got a
getting kicked
weekend
out?
No, it's
No, I just wonder because it's like for me, it would be a case of right. This weekend we'll go there. Maybe next weekend we ain't got a gig. Let's go that place and go and see what.
You'd
the
have it on
scene
a
is.
spreadsheet. We
I'd have it
know
on the
you're a
spreadsheet,
serial
mate,
planner.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that at all. It's just like we'll wake up on the day and it's like, oh, I fancy going to Cambridge. It's like, yeah, go on then. Or you fancy going up to Norwich or Ipswich or wherever. It's just like, yeah, go on then. Kent, yeah, it's not a planned thing at all. It'd be boring if it was planned. It's so like spontaneous. Like we'll be walking around like trying to find a spot. It's like, oh, there's nowhere, and it'll be like, oh, look over there. It's like some corner with like a bin next to it, but it's like, yeah, like some homeless dude sitting there. But it's like, oh, we can sit up there.
Yeah,
It's
got
just,
some
you know,
stories about. We have when you bust, you just meet the weirdest people. You get a bunch of chavs. They start dancing in front of you, taking the out of you. But you just keep playing. It's funny. We had the homeless man, the other guy. He was with us the whole 3 to 4 hours we were busking. He was eating prawns and he kept falling over. But that's funny. He kept telling us to play. What was he kept telling us to play?
I can't remember. I think it was Motorhead.
Yeah, and we were just like for 3 hours straight playing Motorhead. I was just like,
Eating
this is fun.
prawns.
This is funny. And yeah, that was good. That was my favourite. That was my
Where
favourite
was that?
busking experience.
Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
was
my
it?
funnest
Uh-huh.
experience busking, to be fair. That made it. That was good.
But
When
no,
you're busking for 3 hours though, what's your set list?
just keep doing the same songs over and over again.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I mean, we'll run a whole set list and we'll just do it again. I mean, the same person ain't standing there the whole time. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Apart from that one guy.
yeah, one homeless
Homeless
dude.
guy and his prawns, but
But yeah, I mean, they'll suddenly new people come and it's like, oh, we'll do that song again because people seem to really like that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do that. We don't do covers or nothing like that. It's all our own stuff. But people really like it. It's not a dig or anything, but usually buskers are just like playing Adele or like just like got an acoustic set up, and people just like walk past them. Where with us, because it's so loud, you can't not notice it. Some people hate it. You get old ladies and old men walk past and bang down.
faces.
But then you get someone who'll come along. It's like,
The
oh, this
funniest
is
one.
the coolest thing to ever happen.
The funniest one though, you get some people walking past with their fingers in their ears. Do you know what I mean? You notice them, don't you? Some fully like covering their ears and walking past. You're fucking bloody. It's not that bad. Like, come on, like it's stupid.
screaming or anything.
No. But no, it's like it's a mixed opinion when you're busking. Sometimes people come up and say they love you. Other times, people just walk by, don't even care, But it's a good experience to do either way, I mean, even if there's just a chance of someone listening to that song and thinking, wow, that was really good, checking us out, getting a follow off that, it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
It's organic. That's the thing. Like it's organic stuff is important to me. Do you know? I want to build up people that like us for who we are. And that's how I know that we've got a solid foundation as a band, and it's not built on cards and like we've actually put authentic
Grafted,
working, and we're getting, you know, organic and proper results from that. You know, we get when we busk, we'll probably walk away with some decent money, some followers. You know, when we've busked before, we've had like photographers come up to us and like take photos of us and stuff, and then suddenly like I'll get a message on Instagram saying like, oh, I'm going to be coming to your gig and I'm going to be photographing you there.
Oh,
no,
nice.
we've had people at the Grays who saw us taking photographs and stuff, and they busking, and then they come to the Grays, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's proper stuff, you know, and you know I'm proud of that. So yeah, it's great.
That is cool.
So as well as doing all the shows that we do, well, we're usually playing in London like once or twice a week. In between that, we'll be busking as well as working.
Yeah.
So you know, it's long. And, you know, you don't get back till like gone 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes after all the driving. It's expensive. But at the end of the day, if it goes anywhere or it don't, it's a laugh. You know, look at, the way I put it is look at every like famous musician. All they do is talk about the past and when they weren't famous and when they didn't have loads of money. It's all about the journey.
Yeah.
So I'm just having fun doing this. Whether it goes anywhere or not is irrelevant because, you know, we all end up in the same place. But as long as I've got all the good stories and the laughs are just like, I don't know, all three of us sitting in the car home and we'll just be like chatting the most absolute rubbish, yeah, just like talking for hours of just nonsense and just ourselves laughing, you know.
Yeah.
That's great. That's what I live for. And then you know, you get fans and then you get the shows and that. It's wicked, man. It's so good.
So you're looking forward to going on tour then?
Yeah, we are. You know, I'm looking forward to the people that we're going to meet. All the stories and, you know, the situations we'll end up in. We always do. There's always something that will happen. You know, we always meet some like random dude. It's like when we was in Liverpool.
Some random
So many
dude.
random dudes.
Yeah,
You
but
think
it's
it's
always
the
just
whole time.
blokes. Blokes just seem to like come to us and they're just like, they really like when we was in Liverpool, it's still the funniest thing. Some like random dude come out of the strip club, yeah, and we was just standing there. He's like, "Oh, you boys," and he started like buying us like loads of drinks, and then he became our manager. And then suddenly he was like gonna bring us on tour, and then he was gonna take us to Europe, and he was gonna do all of this stuff. And then he was like buying us
Was
drinks.
this all in
and
one night?
All one night.
Yeah,
and then suddenly
then he was telling me about my hairline, so I just get a hairline transplant. And I went, yeah,
Don't worry about
yeah, I was like, yeah, you should really. He was getting really deep, and I got so much. I was slated. I got up there, didn't I?
yeah, and then suddenly he just disappeared, and you know, then we met other people, and then yeah, it was just so funny. I love all of that, you know, but
Yeah, where we stayed as well in Liverpool.
yeah, where we stayed,
fine.
when we was laying in the hotel, yeah, it was like the most like creepiest. It was like a pub in the outskirts of Liverpool,
free,
yeah,
no, for free.
and we was like staying upstairs there, and you'd be laying down, yeah, and all you would hear is and like loud music and that, and then. Yeah, then I ain't gonna go actually too deep into that. We'll just leave it there.
Yeah, we got
the Ronnie drinking, and he was asleep. But yeah, we got given the what was it called? The hell? It was a stag dudes go. So it was like loads of beds in loads of rooms.
Like
And
a
we were just
hostel?
having the right- yeah, we got loads
Kind
of
of thing,
beers.
It was only us, though. We weren't sleeping with some like.
It's
random
not
dudes.
every day you stay at a hostel or a hotel and the bloody person who works there comes
Walking,
in,
don't even knock.
I'm not even joking, to Brandon's bed and takes the duvet off his bed, goes over him, starts going, Brandon over his head. It's about 2 or 3 in the morning. Brandon's like fast asleep, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? Like, they obviously tap at their heads in the other room. They just walked in your room and just started
Was
doing...
it Joe?
No,
I don't know, it might have been.
Yeah, Joe's
Come back to home. Yeah.
But no, it was mental, honestly. It was brilliant. Like, a great experience.
Oh yeah, the coach journeys. So 8-hour coaches, 8-hour trains. But when we do that, like,
Yeah.
we've nearly got kicked off because we drinking, got kicked on Milton
yeah,
Keynes.
the coach up to Edinburgh. We got probably to like Milton Keynes from London, and the guy like come up to me. He's like, "You're off." But I was like, "Oh right, I'll get."
Yeah.
So like the coach up to Edinburgh like goes quick. It's probably about 8 o'clock at night. We're gonna get there at 7 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous like that. So I've gone on there and I'm like cracking open Holston pills and that. Some bloke sitting next to me. I've spilt it all over him.
Yeah, on
And
the
he's like,
floor.
he's not happy. So and then suddenly it fell onto the ground, and then like there's this can of Holston pills
Rolling.
just spilling everywhere down the coach, and it like you can smell it, and I'm just like I'm laughing because I'm like, you know, I ain't got a clue what's going on, and then we get to like this is like approaching Milton Keynes. He said, "You're getting off at Milton Keynes." I was like, "Oh, what?" It's like I need to be in Edinburgh. It's like we're playing a gig tomorrow. It's like, "No, you're getting off at Milton Keynes. I ain't having it," and all of that. So I was like, "Oh, look, I ain't gonna drink no more." He's like, "Where are your beers?" I was like, "I ain't got any on me." He was like, open that bag, and I opened it, and there was beers in there. And he was like, he made me throw them all away, and that was the only way I could stay if I like binned like the 4 beers that I had left in my bag. I was like, oh man,
mate. So are you doing that the same again? Are you coaching it up to Edinburgh this time?
We don't know. We don't last all minute. We just kind of go up there. It'll probably be. I preferred the sleeper train, but that was quite nice. We done a sleeper train for 8 hours, but it was through the night. But it was quite chill. He put his feet up in there, but the people you get on there, like, they're snoring for 8 hours.
It's rough.
Yeah, I don't like them journeys, really, to be fair.
You just said you wanted to go on a sleeper train.
No, sleeper train.
he contradicts himself all the time. He says he likes something and then suddenly he don't.
Snoring's going to be worse on a bus.
He says he likes a sleeper train, but if it comes to paying for it, he'll be like, he'll start freaking out about
probably
it.
like £100 probably. You spend a fortune on them kind of stuff. They're more expensive though, but yeah, we had some guys snoring the whole time. It was the whole 8 hours. This was
Lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate. I won't recreate how it sounded. But
Nah, you're all right.
yeah.
With the tour that you've got coming up, have you got support joining you on the tour?
Yeah, we do. So we'll probably announce it by the time this comes out. But we're doing
This
a
is
London show.
So this is coming out on Monday.
Monday. Yeah, it'll be announced by then.
Okay.
We're doing a place called Blondie's in London. What's a 50-cap venue? And that's going to be our headline show of the tour. And we've got a band called Crisis with an AY joining us.
Okay.
They're proper cool, man. They're local band to Southend, and they're just coming up on the scene. But they got a really good look and like a cool vibe about them. And music's really cool. They just released a new tune the other day called Notice Me. But yeah, they're going to be joining us on the tour. But
Nice.
not on the tour, just on the London show. And then we've
Right.
got another band called Toast who we're playing with, who we're good friends with in Norwich. I can't remember the other ones, but
Have you decided on those, or the promoters?
nah,
decided on
not
them?
all of them. Some of them I have,
Right.
but like Toast and Crisis with an AY, like that was we'd already planned for that sort of thing to happen anyway. But yeah, that's going to be the next London show. What is going to be proper cool.
So you guys have actually performed with quite a few of the artists that we know as well. You've had obviously Sovereigns we've talked about a bit. You've obviously played with Bilk as well, and Grace Calver, I think, as well, like quite a while back.
Yeah, we played with Grace and Chelmsford. We played with Bilk at O'Meara, and then we played with Sovereigns loads of times. Like me and Benny have been friends since like 2021 or something.
Right.
You know, I've known him time. Good dude.
Yeah, it was good when they were in here.
Yeah.
So with you talked earlier on when we were in part 1, we were talking about you guys recording the next EP.
Yeah.
How does that differ to the one you released in Feb?
Sounds like a lot louder, a lot more driven, a lot more heavier, and yeah, that's about it really. I don't know all the technical stuff. Like it's recorded a bit different. We're a bit more of a even heavier unit now to what we was back then.
Is that your death metal influence?
Oh, I don't know.
It's not metal. It's nothing like that. The songs are still the same genre. It's still soaked songs, but it's
a bit more punch.
Faster, more
it's
aggressive.
got the songs lyrically. I think are a lot better now, and you know, the songs what were on the first EP I wrote quite a long time ago before they were released, and now I think
you said you were writing them in like 2020, 2021, and then you guys didn't become a thing until the following year. So I can imagine. You know, you've had 2 years since then.
Yeah. So they were pretty old by the time that they were released, and now the songs that are on this EP we all written in like 2023.
Right.
So lyrically they're a lot better, I think, and they talk about like different subjects and stuff. What you know, I feel like I'm able to articulate subjects a bit better in lyrics rather than just writing more. I think on the first EP the lyrics, apart from like Takeaway or Seesaw, were a bit more vague. Like you could imagine it where the lyrics on the second EP are a bit more direct and they're talking about specific things.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when's that coming out then? So you've obviously got your tour May, June. When's your EP out? Roughly.
Can't really say at the minute.
Damn it. That needs to go on the bingo card as well.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, can't say. But is it in the process of being recorded, or is it all done?
In the process.
In the process.
Soon
All right.
to be revealed.
To be revealed. Okay, I'm saying August.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
Okay.
shout.
That's a good month. It could be August.
It could be.
He's just been up. We're going to record it all now.
Right, it's out.
It's out now. A few next week. We'll just crack on with that. So yeah,
Nice.
be quick.
Right. What else was I going to say to you guys? Oh, a mystery team you guys perform with as well.
Yeah, we know that
a
dudes.
few times.
Cool guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
They because they done one of our Mike, who's done shows with us and been a part of Future Hits on and off for a while. He put a gig on in at 21, didn't he?
Yeah.
A mystery team. That was the first time I seen them perform. They were good. And then we also had, who else did we have there? Loose Leaf, Square Wave.
Oh, yeah.
I know Loose Leaf. I've heard of them.
Loose Leaf are cool. I like
heard of
them
him.
a lot.
Have I seen him? Yeah.
You must
You
have.
must have.
You
I-
must
Hair
have.
guy. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I can't believe how many bands and like talented people there are like around Southend that I wasn't aware of.
There's lots.
It's
of
just
bands,
like, yeah.
Lead up to
Or bands
some of
that
our
I
friends
kind
and
of
bands and stuff around here.
you're all friends with now.
Yeah, we like what bands we like around local bands we like. Christ with AY. We like them. That's why we got those pop. They're nice lads, and they're like they just want to get bigger. They just enjoying it. So
Yeah, there's a lot of up and coming bands and artists, but bands that were already established as well that I just didn't know were from around here.
Like who?
Well, Bilk in particular.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, they're Chelmsford, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, because Shaky does a lot with them, doesn't he?
Nothing But Thieves. They were
They're
literally
Southend,
from
yeah.
over the road to me. Used to hear them rehearse
Oh,
before they
really?
were like ever famous. Yeah, used to hear them like they would be rehearsing until like well late. Used to listen to them from my bedroom was like across the road from where they used to rehearse.
That's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, I
You
used to
could've-
listen to them all the time.
Recorded it somehow and made some money.
I remember all of a sudden I remember hearing that like the band from over the road they're playing at Wembley with Muse. I was like, what? I was like, have they done that? And I was like, oh, they're called Nothing But Thieves. I was like, who's that? And I typed them in. I was like, wow, these guys have they've done it.
Yeah.
I was. This was like 2016. It was when I just first started playing guitar, and I was like, I remember thinking, should I walk over there and like try and wiggle my way into the band? Never did it. But
No.
I was too young. I was only like 14.
and only just picked up the guitars.
Yeah, exactly. But I just thought,
And then suddenly you're sporting Muse.
yeah, I'm well happy with that. That's the thing. You got to be a chancer, ain't you? You got to try these things. But I bottled it.
So what else is to come? We're going to wrap up shortly, but what else is, anything else you guys want to plug for this year? Is there anything else to come? Obviously, with the tickets for the tour, they're not on your bio yet, are they? But
No,
when
they're
will
going to
they
be soon. Yes, all the shows and they'll be on tickets for them. They'll be in the bio. The London show really is just plugging that. It's going to be with Crisis of AY. They're wicked. It's going to be us, and it's just want to make it even more of a zoo than last time. You know,
Well, it's a
good
smaller
venue.
venue.
It's-
smaller
this
venue,
venue,
yeah.
I-
But the thing is, it's like I think a lot of bands like sort of shoot themselves in the leg by saying, "Oh, we done like a 150 cap. Let's go and do 250," and then they half sell it out. I
Yeah.
think the thing is, for me, it's creating a good atmosphere for the people coming. Like if you do a show and it's 150 and it sells out, then you go and do 250 and then you still only sell 150 tickets, but you haven't done anything to grow. Suddenly, all your fans are in a venue was a bit more open. They're not shoulder to shoulder. They've got space around them. And then there's no one to dance with. Everyone feels a bit hostile, and it's really.
Bit awkward.
You ever been to a gig where there's like lots of space around you? And it's just a horrible
Been to a
feeling.
few.
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling.
Mm.
But when you walk in and you feel like you're just blending in with the crowd, and you're just like a person in a sea of people, suddenly you feel a bit more comfortable to let yourself go.
Oh, yeah,
You don't
crowd
feel like
mentality.
anyone's like looking at
Judging,
you.
yeah.
So I want to just I like to just do those sorts of gigs and make a point of selling them out
Yeah.
rather than trying to do bigger shows and not selling them out, and then suddenly I've just creating a horrible atmosphere for everyone coming, and then they don't want to come again.
So that's Blondies in London.
Yeah, Blondies.
I showed him some videos and Brandon was like, "Oh, this is really cool," because lots of big bands have played there. They do this thing called like Kerrang K-Pit, and it's like a small venue, and loads of big bands have played there and stuff. So Brandon was like, "Yeah, we'll play here." I said, "Yeah, let's play here. I've been wanting to play this venue." I showed him it, so yeah, he was like, "Yeah, we'll pick that one then."
Oh, nice.
I've not heard of it.
No, I haven't. It's
Look
like,
at videos online. It's like just they what it is. They do these big bands and that. They just bring all like their 50 closest friends. It's just like crowd surfing. It's like a crowd.
Just to tell you, as he said, 50 closest friends. We're not bringing 50 closest
we're not bringing
friends.
50 closest
This
friends.
is what like big bands do. Like
Yeah,
they're doing intimate shows for like family and friends. That's what the
Yeah.
venue's kind of for. But we're doing it as just
Yeah,
like a
we're not
normal
doing
as
London
your
show.
headline.
Yeah.
Show. Good stuff. Could you tell everyone where they can find you on the socials, where they can find your music on Spotify and all that?
We're
good stuff?
Soaked Band on Instagram, Soaked on Spotify. And TikTok is Soaked Band as well. And that's about it, really. If you want to find us, it's just typed in Soaked and in Band and you'll come across us. You know how to work technology.
Abs, anything to plug?
No, not for me.
No?
No,
Well,
good
you
luck.
guys can go and sign up to our Patreon, get early access. We've got one more episode of the series 1 of the Soundcheck podcast next week with Hallworth. So we'll be back for that. But guys, thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
No
Cheers.
worries.
If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, that
Always
as
forget
well.
to say that.
Cool.
Hit that bell icon.
Hey, he knows the-
Right, we will see you all next week. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye.